Hello, welcome to day 9 of our JuNEWary challenge 2024. A rest day today, but our play along video to play from the beginning all the way through to where we got to yesterday. Really nice chance to consolidate everything you've learnt, to make sure that we're flowing nicely from one part to the next, and really producing a meaningful piece as a whole. Okay, so from the very beginning, again, as always, I'm starting with the really gentle pace because I think that has something of value for everybody, no matter what your confidence level. Okay, here we go. Dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Okay, which would put the middle section, let's see. Dum, da, da, dee, da, 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 dum. Okay, you can do it. So beginning 1 and 2 and shoulders down, 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 4 and in this next section. Not fast, just loud. slower, and 2. 2, 3. Gonna slow down. 3, back to speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 4 and. Quieter still. Bit louder. Big crescendo, but working on a beautiful final sound. Good job, well done. If you managed to stay with that all the way through, fantastic. If you managed to stay with that all the way through and make it sound good, even better. If you didn't, don't worry, because that playing along with someone else can always feel like it can throw you off, because someone else, especially someone like me who's trying to be really metronomic about it, doesn't put the phrasing in quite as you want to. So make it your own within the reasonable balance of not changing the time entirely. Does that make sense? Okay, we'll do a bit faster now from the beginning. Yum bum bum ba da yum bum bum ba dum. Okay, so lovely position. Harp comfortably supported as you like it. Shoulders nice and low. And then hands on the palm of your hands on the tops of your legs. And then we can just kind of lift and drop them into place from the beginning. I'll give you that count in, 4 beats. Quite quiet to start with. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Crescendo. Okay, well done. I worry, have I sped up too much? Did I speed up during it? Possibly. Or was it just that there was more going on? There's more going on in that midsection, you know, bars 17 onwards. And so it feels like, oh gosh, suddenly this feels too fast. And have I sped up? Or actually, have I reached my capacity? Have I reached the point where I definitely mustn't go any faster anywhere else? Because actually maybe I was metronomically correct. I'm not going to a metronome, I'm going by my internal pulse. Maybe it was accurate, and therefore that just felt quite busy, quite full. That's my clue. Don't go any faster just yet. What I'm avoiding is going into that panic mode, because when we're in panic mode, everything's going to fall apart. It's sort of, you know, dominoes or house of cards. If we get into a panic mode, then we start clutching at things and leaping for things, and we're much more likely to hit something that doesn't sound like what we're wanting, and that throws us off further, and it carries on and carries on. And even if we play every note correctly, but we're in panic mode, so we're clutching at and running and sort of jostling for things, even if we still landed every note in the right place, if we're playing it like that, the sound will not be the nicest, best sound you can make. And the experience for your listener and your observer, the people watching you play, will be not a peaceful, relaxing one. You'll not be taking them on the journey of the piece, you'll be taking them on the journey of your panic. Do you see? Okay, all that said, for those that really want it, let's do a fast one, and we'll see if I end up in panic mode. Okay, so we're going to go yum bum ba dee da, yum bum ba dee da, which puts line 3 at ya da 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 dum, and line 17, no, bar 17 at dum ya da dee da dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum bum. Shall we try it? See where I get to. See where you get to. Okay. It'll be a laugh if nothing else. Here's our count. Still aiming to start relaxed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those of you that were watching rather than playing along, did you notice what I did with my face in the part that was probably arguably what we'd agree is the trickiest part of the piece? I don't like using those words that often because it's like, if I call that the tricky part, then I'm going to go, oh yeah, that's the tricky part. I can't do that. And that's not great sort of psychology, is it? The part that has more going on in it, did you see what I did with my face? Instead of going and wincing and going really lost into my thoughts and I smiled. And I think I was probably grinning by the end of it, in part because it was like, oh, I'm doing this. There was the odd wrong thing in there. Actually, at the very end, just now, there was a couple of bits as well. But I didn't let it throw anything. I just kept going. And by smiling, someone else will know the science better than me. By smiling, I'll have released endorphins. I'll have fought the cortisol of the stress hormone stuff going on. I'd have helped combat the panic mode that can set in. And I just allowed myself to enjoy it and relish what I achieved with it. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope so. I really hope that from all these videos you get something that stays with you beyond it. You know, all these bits of information and all these thoughts and sharings and ideas, which of course just come from me. They aren't just about this piece. It's never just about the piece you're working on. And every time you learn a piece, you bring in the skills that you've already got. And then hopefully in this sort of session, I push you a bit further in one way or another, and something sticks, and that becomes part of your skill set when you go on to your next piece and your next. Okay, we have one final day of teaching left. Then there'll be a play along video for everything on the next day. Then a bit of room to just consolidate it all, catch up if you're feeling left behind, keep breathing. And then on the 14th, we're going to have a live Zoom session together, which will be lovely. Looking forward to that. Right, enjoy your weekend.